You have got to be kidding me, right? I mean, how to retire in 3 years through real estate investing? Come on, dude, that's clickbait, right? I mean, like, that would be way too much. That's way too aggressive. That's probably not even possible. And you know what? If you had those thoughts, I would say, you know what? I agree. We live in a world today where it's so easy to be the skeptic. If I hadn't done it myself, I would totally doubt it. But today I actually want to talk about you, not me. I want to share with you what you could do to actually retire in 3 years based on the amount of money that you want. And then you get to judge at the end of the next few minutes whether this is actually feasible for you or not.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
It's so interesting to me. No matter what I say next, you want the formula, and I'm going to give it to you. But I need you to understand something. If you give me someone who's hungry and self-motivated, then it doesn't matter what the plan is. They're going to do it and they're going to execute it. And the people that really go places in life, it's not because of what they know. It's because they decide to be driven. A lot of times we're like, man, my wife will look at me. She's like, where does that motivation come from? She's been living with me now for 17 years. Where does that motivation come from? Only you can answer that. But one of these days, you got to wake up and realize that it's only you that's in charge of your destiny for life. Not just financially, but for every part of your life. Whether you wake up one day fat, you did that to your body. Whether you wake up one day and everyone hates you, you had a part in that. You were somewhat complicit. Not everyone's always designed to like you, and they're not going to. But in the end, if you realize that you're the owner of your future, it means that you have to eat all the crappy results that you're responsible for, but it means that you're responsible for creating all the amazing, yummy results that you're trying to get. So I want you to remember that it's psychology. Because what I'm about to share, becoming financially free in the next 3 years, are you freaking kidding me? Yes, it's possible with the right mindset. But let's actually do the math, right? You can do this based on your own math, but you know what? Let's take the average American, right? Average American makes $44,000 a year. Let's just round up. Let's just say that it's $50,000 a year. And let's assume for a moment that we're talking about buying real estate. You know, if I look on average over the years, there's easily $300 a month of residual income. And so you do the math for me. If you want to make $50,000 a year and you're going to buy a home that makes $300 a month, how many homes do you need to make $50,000 a year? Well, $50,000 a year is basically $4,200 a month. How many times does 300 go into 42? Let's round it up. 15 times, which means it's actually 14. But if you had 15 homes, you would basically meet this criteria. Now, we're not talking about absolute financial freedom like my private jet and my mansion and we're just talking about getting out of your job. Do you understand that? That's a level of freedom. We're talking about how do I actually put all of my time towards what I want as opposed to putting my time towards what my boss wants. You have got to get out of the employee zone, man. You have got to get out of the self-employed zone. Self-employed will work you harder than a boss working you as an employee. Both of those are at the highest tax rates, and it's at the working hardest level in society. You got to get into becoming a business owner or an investor or owning real estate. Those are the people that become wealthy. Those are the people that own their lives. Those are the people that get all their freedom of agency and choice back to do what they want with their life. So, question is, how do you do 15 homes? Well, if we wanted to do it in 3 years, 15 homes, how many homes a year is that? That, my friends, is how do you buy 5 homes a year for 3 years? If you did that, and that was your cash flow, you'd be pulling in around $4,500 a month. You would be exceeding your $50,000 a year job. I hope you're getting excited because you know what? 5 homes in a year, that's not that much. But this is where your mind goes next. Now your mind is all like, yeah, but Kris, dude, are you kidding me? You buy a house, you got to put a 20% down payment. If there's a $150,000 home, that's like $35,000 for each home. And if I got to buy 15 homes and I got to put 20% down on each one of them, that's like almost $500,000. Kris, I don't have $500,000. Not only that, it's worse, my friend. Most banks won't lend you more than 10 homes on your credit. And if that's your income, you might not even get to 10, which means that you cannot use conventional methodology to get there. You can't just rely on 20% down payment and then saving till you have that kind of money. Do you know how long you'd have to work to save $500,000? $50,000 a year is not going to be your goal by the time you've saved $500,000. So we got to figure out how to make that happen when? Right now. So here's what I want to share with you. You're going to need to find a strategy that can adapt to the circumstance. I'm going to assume that you have $5,000 or $10,000 at best. What could you do? Many of you know that out of all real estate strategies, because I buy commercial, I buy multifamily, I do all sorts of projects. But for my brand new investors, I say go in your backyard and do a lease option. Because a lease option gives you three things that are really important to a brand new investor. Instead of you paying money for a property, number one, you get $5,000 up front when you do the deal. Number two, on a lease option, your cash flow will easily exceed $300. And then number three, when you go to sell that property, there's tens of thousands of dollars that you make on it. Conservatively, I'll just say $30,000. If every home you do, you get paid $5,000 up front, $300 a month of cash flow, and let's say $30,000 when you sell it 5 years later, this is a strategy that you want to learn how to do. And here's the best part. You can do it with little to no money down. Now, let me level with you for a moment. I can show you these deals all day long where you have to come up with $5,000 to get into the deal. But guess what you get when you close the deal? You get your money back. You're also going to find deals where you put nothing down and you're going to get $5,000 back. You're also going to find deals where you put $3,000 down and you get $10,000 back. The point is that these deals self-fund themselves, but you might have to have a little bit of money. Very little though, not $500,000, like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $8,000. Can you do realistically with this system? Can you actually do 5 homes a year and 3 years later have your 15 homes producing $4,500 a month, not $4,200, and basically replace your job? Yes, that is actually very real. In 4 years, I did 25 homes and produced about $12,000 a month residual income. So I know you can do it because I'm helping people do it. What you need is a system, and you need a team, and you need a mentor. I might be that for you. I might not either, but if you like my videos and you subscribe and you find that this information has been useful for you, then what I want you to do is check the link in the description below and get your hands on a copy of my book and a consultation with my team and say, okay, this is where I'm at. How do I actually get where I want to go? And you can actually join my private community, mentor directly with me, full immersion with me at my live events. And what I can do is I can get you what you need to get off the ground and actually make this a reality. You see, what started off just sounding hokey and almost impossible at the start of this, retiring in 3 years in real estate, it's actually closer than you know. What I need is someone who's hungry. And what I need is someone who's got heart. And if you have both of those, you listen carefully. You click the link in the description right now. You order a free copy of my book. I will give it to you for free. Just cover the shipping side of it. And then it'll get you a consultation to meet with me and my team. We'll give you a custom game plan. We can turn this into reality if you got heart and hunger. See you there.